Have you ever walked in on something that destroyed your entire world in an instant? This is the story of how I found my fiancé Marcus in bed with my maid of honor Olivia 1 week before our wedding. How I didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't cancel. I waited. And how at the rehearsal dinner in front of 200 guests, I connected my phone to the projector and showed everyone the truth, the photos, the texts, and the bombshell that Olivia was 10 weeks pregnant with Marcus's baby. My name is Catherine. I'm 32 years old. This is the story of the most epic wedding revenge ever executed. I met Marcus when I was 28. He was 30, corporate lawyer, successful, charming. Everyone said we were the perfect couple. We dated for 3 years before he proposed. Romantic proposal on a beach in Greece. Ring I'd dreamed about. Down on one knee. Everything perfect. I said yes without hesitation. Planning the wedding took a year. I wanted everything perfect. Venue, flowers, dress, guest list. Marcus seemed involved at first, then got busy with work. Said he trusted me to handle details. I didn't mind. I love planning. My maid of honor was Olivia. We'd been best friends since college, roommates for 2 years, knew each other's secrets, supported each other through breakups, career changes, family drama. She was the obvious choice. Olivia was also engaged, to Daniel, nice guy, investment banker. They'd been together for 2 years, planning their own wedding for the following summer. We'd joked about being each other's maid of honor, how our kids would grow up together, how we'd be family forever. I believed every word. The week before my wedding, I took the day off work. Needed to finalize details, confirm vendors, run last-minute errands. Marcus said he had a big case, would be at the office all day, told me not to wait up. He'd probably work late. I finished my errands by noon, decided to surprise Marcus, bring him lunch, his favorite sandwich from the deli near our apartment. Maybe steal a quick kiss before he went back to meetings. I used my key to his apartment. We didn't live together yet. Old-fashioned about that. Wanted to wait until after the wedding. But I had a key. For emergencies. For surprises like this. I walked in, called his name. No answer. Figured he was in his home office on a call. I walked down the hallway. His bedroom door was open. I heard sounds, laughter, movement. My brain didn't process it at first. Then I saw them. Marcus. In his bed. With Olivia. My fiancé. My maid of honor. Together. Naked. In the middle of the day. 1 week before our wedding. I stood in the doorway. Frozen. They didn't see me at first. Too absorbed. Then Olivia turned her head. Made eye contact. Her face went white. Oh my God. Catherine. Marcus jumped up, grabbed sheets, started stammering. Cath, this isn't what it looks like. I stared at them. Didn't say anything. My brain couldn't form words. Olivia was crying. Catherine, please. I'm so sorry. We didn't mean for this to happen. I turned around, walked out, left the sandwich on the kitchen counter, got in my car, drove home, sat in my apartment, silent, numb. They both called, dozens of times. I didn't answer. Let it go to voicemail. The messages were predictable. Marcus. Catherine, please talk to me. It was a mistake, a moment of weakness. It doesn't mean anything. I love you. Please don't throw away what we have. Olivia. Catherine. I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. It just happened. We were planning your bachelorette party and he was there and we drank too much and it just happened. Please forgive me. I listened to every message, saved them all. Then I did something unexpected. I didn't cry, didn't scream, didn't call my mom or my sister or my other friends. Instead, I started planning. I opened my laptop, created a new folder, started gathering evidence. First, I went through my own phone. Screenshots of texts between Marcus and me. Sweet messages. I love you. Can't wait to marry you. You're my forever. Then I logged into our shared cloud storage. Marcus and I kept photos there. Travel memories. Date nights. But I also found something else. A subfolder Marcus thought was private. Hidden under random file names. Photos of him and Olivia. Dozens of them. Dating back months. Not just the day I caught them. This had been going on for a while. Some photos were innocent, coffee dates, dinner, could have been explained as friendship. Others were not, hotel rooms, both in the frame, clearly intimate. Timestamps showed these went back 6 months. 6 months. While he was proposing to me, planning our wedding, telling me he loved me. He'd been sleeping with my best friend. I downloaded everything, saved it to my new folder. Then I did something risky. I guessed Marcus's phone password. We'd dated 3 years. I knew his patterns. His mother's birthday backwards. Got it on the first try. I logged into his iCloud account. Downloaded his messages. Found the thread with Olivia. Thousands of messages, going back almost a year. I read every one, made myself read them. Each word was a knife, but I needed to see. The messages were damning. Marcus and Olivia talking about me, about how I was so focused on wedding planning I didn't notice them, how they'd started as friends but became more, how guilty they felt but couldn't stop, how they'd tried to end it multiple times but always came back to each other. The most recent messages were from that morning, before I'd walked in. Marcus, can't wait to see you. Been thinking about you all night. Olivia, Daniel's traveling for work. I have the day free. Come over. Marcus, I told Catherine I'd be at the office all day. We have hours. Then, messages about meeting at his apartment, about being careful, about this being the last time before the wedding. The last time. They'd planned to keep sleeping together right up until I said I do. Maybe even after. I found more. A message from 3 weeks ago. Olivia. What if we just told her? Marcus. Told her what? Olivia. The truth. That we're in love. That this isn't just physical. Marcus. We can't. The wedding's in a month. Everything's paid for. Both families know. My career would be destroyed if I called it off now. My dad already thinks I'm not serious enough. Olivia. So what do we do? Marcus. We go through with it. I marry Catherine. You marry Daniel. We stay friends. Keep this between us. No one gets hurt. Olivia. I'll be hurt. Watching you marry her. Marcus. Then we'll figure something out after. Maybe in a year or two we can both get divorced. Be together openly. But right now, we have to maintain appearances. I read that message 5 times. Let it sink in. Marcus didn't love me. He was marrying me for appearances, for his career, for his family's approval, and he planned to keep sleeping with Olivia. Maybe forever. I took screenshots of everything, the messages, the photos, all of it, saved to my folder. Then I logged out, covered my tracks. Marcus never knew I'd accessed his account. Next, I called Olivia. She answered immediately, crying. Catherine, thank God. Please let me explain. Come to my apartment. Tomorrow morning. We need to talk. Just us. Really? You're willing to talk? Yes. I need to hear your side. What time? 10 a.m. I'll be there. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much. I'll explain everything. I hung up. I wasn't going to forgive her. I was going to get more evidence. The next morning, I showed up at Olivia's apartment. She answered the door. Red eyes, no makeup. She'd been crying all night. Come in, please sit. Can I get you anything? No. I just want to understand. How did this happen? Olivia started talking, poured out the whole story. How she and Marcus had always been friendly. How 6 months ago they'd run into each other at a bar. Both there separately. Started talking, had drinks. One thing led to another. They'd slept together that night, felt terrible after, agreed it was a mistake. But then it happened again, and again. They couldn't stop. Fell in love. Real love. Not just physical, but by the time they realized it, we were all too deep in our wedding plans. Marcus felt trapped. Olivia felt guilty. They didn't know how to tell me without destroying everything, so they decided to continue. Secretly. Maybe forever. I listened, nodded, asked questions, all while my phone was in my purse, recording everything. Then I asked the question I already knew would break her. Are you still sleeping with him? Olivia hesitated. Yes. As recently as yesterday, when I caught you. Yes. Olivia started crying harder. I'm so sorry. We tried to stop. We really did. But we love each other. I felt sick, but I kept my face neutral. Is there anything else I should know? Olivia looked at me, hesitated. There's something else. What? I'm pregnant. The room spun. You're what? I'm 10 weeks pregnant. It's Marcus's baby. I haven't told Daniel yet. I haven't told anyone. But I needed you to know. That's why this is so complicated. We're going to have a child together. I stood up. Thank you for telling me. I need to go. Catherine, please. What are you going to do? I don't know. I'll call you. I left, drove home, added the recording to my folder. 10 weeks pregnant. Olivia was 10 weeks pregnant with my fiancé's baby, and she'd been hiding it, planning to be my maid of honor, stand next to me at my wedding, while carrying his child. The level of betrayal was incomprehensible, but I still didn't cancel the wedding. Instead, I called a private investigator. Expensive, discreet, former FBI. I gave him everything, the photos, the messages, the recording, asked him to find more, confirm the pregnancy, get documentation. He came back 2 days later, full report. Olivia was indeed pregnant. He'd confirmed with her OB/GYN, 10 weeks and 3 days, due date in 7 months. He'd also found more. Hotel receipts in Marcus's name, charges for rooms, room service, champagne. Over a dozen visits in the past 6 months. All on days Marcus had told me he was working late or traveling for cases. Credit card statements showing purchases. Jewelry for Olivia, dinners, flowers, all hidden from me. Even a lease agreement. Marcus had rented a small apartment across town, under an LLC name, but the PI traced it back to him. A place where he and Olivia could meet, away from prying eyes. The level of planning was staggering. This wasn't just an affair, it was a double life. I paid the PI, took his report, added it to my folder. Then I made a decision. I was going through with the wedding, or at least the rehearsal dinner, because that's where everyone would be. Both families, all our friends, Marcus's colleagues, Olivia and Daniel, 200 people who thought they were celebrating our love. They were about to learn the truth. The rehearsal dinner was at an upscale restaurant, private room, projector and screen set up for a slideshow. Marcus and I had planned to show photos from our relationship, our story, how we met, fell in love, decided to spend forever together. I told Marcus the slideshow was ready, that I'd handle it. He seemed relieved, said he trusted me, had no idea what was coming. Everyone arrived, dressed up, happy. My parents, his parents, siblings, friends, wedding party. Olivia was there, with Daniel. She kept trying to make eye contact with me. I ignored her. Marcus was nervous, kept asking if I was okay. If we were okay. I smiled, told him everything was perfect, that tomorrow we'd be married. He seemed to believe me. After dinner, the speeches started. Best man, maid of honor, parents, everyone saying beautiful things about Marcus and me, about our love, our future, our perfect match. Then it was my turn. I stood up, glass of champagne in hand. Thank you all for being here, for celebrating with us, for supporting our relationship over the past 3 years. Marcus and I are so grateful. There are so many people in this room who've been part of our journey, who've believed in us, who've told us we're perfect together. I paused, made eye contact with Marcus. He smiled, oblivious. But before we get married tomorrow, I think it's important that everyone knows the truth about our relationship, about who we really are. Marcus's smile faded. Catherine, what are you doing? The truth. I connected my phone to the projector. The screen behind me lit up, and I showed them everything. First, the photos. Marcus and Olivia, in hotel rooms, kissing, clearly intimate, time-stamped over the past 6 months. Gasps filled the room. Marcus stood up. Catherine, stop. This isn't what it looks like. Sit down, Marcus. Everyone deserves to see this. Next, the text messages, blown up on the screen, large enough for everyone to read. Marcus and Olivia discussing their affair, talking about me, laughing about how I didn't notice, planning their future together. Marcus's message about marrying me for appearances, about divorcing me later, about keeping Olivia on the side. More gasps. Marcus's mother started crying. His father looked murderous. My mother grabbed my hand. Olivia was frozen, Daniel staring at her, face white. Then I played the recording. My conversation with Olivia, her confession, the affair, the love, the inability to stop, and finally, the bombshell. Olivia's voice through the speakers. "I'm 10 weeks pregnant. It's Marcus's baby." The room exploded. Daniel jumped up, screaming at Olivia. "Is this true? Are you pregnant?" Olivia was crying. "Daniel, I can explain." Daniel threw his drink in her face. "We're done." He walked out. Marcus tried to approach me. "Catherine, please. We can fix this." "There's nothing to fix, Marcus. You destroyed us. You and Olivia. In front of 200 people. His father grabbed him. "We raised you better than this. How could you do this?" Marcus's mother was sobbing. My mother hugged me. My father looked like he wanted to murder Marcus. Friends were yelling, taking sides, pulling out phones to record. The video was already going viral. Someone had live-streamed the whole thing. By the next morning, the video had millions of views. Comments flooded in, most supporting me, calling me a hero, a queen, some criticizing me, saying I should have handled it privately. That public humiliation was cruel. I didn't care. They'd humiliated me privately for 6 months, lived a double life while I planned a wedding. Olivia was going to stand next to me, pregnant with his baby, smile while I said vows to her lover. They deserved everything they got. The aftermath was swift. Marcus's law firm fired him, said they couldn't have someone with such poor judgment representing clients. His reputation was destroyed. Colleagues stopped returning calls. Friends cut him off. His parents haven't spoken to him since. Olivia's life imploded too. Daniel dumped her, told everyone why. Her friends abandoned her. Her family was ashamed. She had to move back home, pregnant, single, unemployed. She'd been a marketing director, lost her job when the video went viral. Company didn't want the association. I canceled the wedding, got full refunds. Turns out venues are very understanding when you show them proof your fiancé was cheating with your maid of honor. I kept the ring, sold it, donated the money to a women's shelter. It felt right, turning something toxic into something helpful. The next 6 months were hard. Therapy, lots of therapy, processing the betrayal, the public nature of the revenge, the viral video. Dr. Morrison helped me understand why I'd chosen public exposure. It wasn't just revenge. It was taking back power. They'd stolen my agency, made decisions about my life without my input, planned to trap me in a marriage built on lies. I'd taken that power back, showed everyone exactly who they were, made sure they couldn't rewrite the narrative, couldn't make me the villain. Some people said I went too far, that I should have just called off the wedding quietly, handled it like an adult. But those people didn't understand. Marcus and Olivia were going to let me marry him, walk down the aisle, say vows, all while knowing it was based on lies. They would have let me waste my life on someone who didn't love me, who was actively planning our divorce. Public humiliation was the only appropriate response. A year later, I'm thriving. New job, new apartment, new life. I started dating again, carefully, slowly, learning to trust. I met someone. His name is James. He's kind, honest, transparent, the opposite of Marcus in every way. We're taking it slow, no talk of marriage yet. I'm not ready. Maybe I never will be. But I'm happy. And that's enough. Marcus tried to contact me once. 6 months after the rehearsal dinner. Long email, apologizing, explaining, asking for forgiveness. I didn't respond, blocked him. His apology didn't matter. The damage was permanent. Olivia had her baby. A girl. She posted one photo on social media. No caption. Just the baby. I heard through mutual friends that Marcus isn't involved. Pays child support but doesn't see the child. Olivia's raising her alone. I should feel sorry for her. For them both. But I don't. They made their choices. They chose to betray me, to lie, to plan a life based on deception. They're living with those consequences. I'm living my best life despite them. The video is still online, still gets views, comments, shares. Some people recognize me, ask if I'm the wedding revenge girl. I usually say no, change the subject. But sometimes, when I'm feeling bold, I own it. Yes, that's me. I exposed my cheating fiancé and his pregnant mistress at my rehearsal dinner, and I'd do it again, because the truth matters, even when it's painful, even when it destroys everything. The truth is always better than a beautiful lie. Thanks for listening. Subscribe if you believe cheaters deserve to be exposed. Comment if you've experienced wedding betrayal. Share if this resonated. See you next time. What I didn't tell you yet is what happened in the hours and days after that rehearsal dinner. The chaos that unfolded, the families that shattered, the realization that this wasn't just about Marcus and Olivia. It was about two people who'd systematically deceived everyone who loved them. After I finished showing the evidence, the restaurant erupted into complete chaos. Daniel was still screaming at Olivia, "You're pregnant, with his baby. For 10 weeks you've known and you said nothing. You were planning to marry me while carrying another man's child." Olivia couldn't speak, just sobbed, mascara running down her face. My mother grabbed her purse. "We're leaving. You're staying with us tonight. Not in that apartment with his things." My father confronted Marcus's father. "Your son destroyed my daughter, spent 6 months lying to her face, planning to trap her in a sham marriage. And you want to talk about forgiveness?" Marcus's father looked broken. "I didn't know. I swear we had no idea. If we'd known, we'd have stopped this." But Marcus's mother kept crying, wailing actually. "How could you do this? How could you embarrass us like this? In front of everyone we know. Not how could you betray Catherine? How could you embarrass us?" That told me everything about Marcus's family. Appearances mattered more than character. Marcus tried to follow me out. "Catherine, please, just give me 5 minutes to explain." There's nothing to explain, Marcus. I have photos, messages, a recording, a private investigator's report, hotel receipts, a secret apartment, and your pregnant mistress sitting right there. What could you possibly explain? That I misunderstood 6 months of systematic lying. He grabbed my arm. "I didn't mean for it to happen like this. I love you. You love me. Marcus, you told Olivia you were marrying me for appearances, that you'd divorce me in a year or 2. You rented an apartment to hide your affair. You planned this. All of it." My father stepped between us. "Get your hands off my daughter. Leave. Now. Before I do something I'll regret." Marcus left, but not before looking back at me. "I'll fix this. I promise." You can't fix betrayal, Marcus. You can only live with it. The next morning, my phone exploded. Hundreds of messages, calls, friend requests. The video had gone viral. Someone at the rehearsal dinner had live-streamed the whole thing, posted it to TikTok, then Twitter, then everywhere. Within 12 hours, it had 20 million views. The comments were brutal, mostly toward Marcus and Olivia. "This is the most epic takedown I've ever seen." She waited until they were in front of everyone. Iconic. That man thought he could have both. Bet he regrets that now. The pregnant mistress being the maid of honor. That's a whole new level of betrayal. Some comments criticized me. "This is cruel. She should have handled it privately." Now everyone's humiliated, including innocent family members. Public shaming isn't justice. It's revenge. And that makes her just as bad as them. I ignored those. They hadn't walked in on their fiancé in bed with their best friend. They hadn't read messages about being married for appearances. They didn't get an opinion. News outlets picked up the story. Local news first. Viral wedding revenge video shows bride exposing cheating fiancé. Then national outlets. Woman cancels wedding after discovering groom's affair with maid of honor who's pregnant. Then international. Epic wedding revenge becomes global phenomenon. I gave one interview to a women's magazine. They wanted to know why I'd chosen public exposure. I told them the truth, because Marcus and Olivia were going to let me marry him, knowing everything. They'd practiced the ultimate deception, planned to continue after the wedding. Public exposure wasn't cruelty. It was truth. and everyone deserved to know who they really were. The interviewer asked if I regretted it. Do you wish you'd handled it differently? Been less public about it? No, not for 1 second. They chose public lives. Marcus is a corporate lawyer. His reputation matters for his career. Olivia was in marketing. Her image was her brand. They built their professional lives on being trustworthy, upstanding, reliable. That was the lie. I simply showed people the truth. What they do with that information is up to them. The article went viral too. Feminist outlets praised me, called me a hero, said I'd taken power back from men who thought they could have everything. Conservative outlets criticized me, said I was vindictive, that I'd destroyed 2 people's lives out of spite. That forgiveness was the Christian thing to do. I didn't engage, didn't respond to criticism, just lived my life. But the fallout for Marcus and Olivia was severe. Marcus lost his job 2 days after the video went viral. His law firm released a statement. We hold our attorneys to the highest ethical standards. Mr. Caldwell's personal conduct does not reflect the values of this firm. We've terminated his employment effective immediately. Marcus tried to find another position. But the legal community is small. Word spread. No firm wanted to hire the guy from the viral wedding revenge video. His reputation was poison. He eventually had to leave the state, move somewhere his face wasn't recognized. Last I heard, he was working as a contract attorney, making 1/4 of his previous salary, living in a studio apartment, alone. Olivia's career ended even faster. She was a marketing director for a luxury brand. Her entire job was managing image, perception, brand reputation. The company couldn't have someone whose personal scandal had gotten 20 million views representing their brand. She was fired within hours of the video going viral. Couldn't find work in marketing. No company would hire her. Eventually took a remote customer service job. Minimum wage. From her childhood bedroom, pregnant and alone. Daniel's reaction was the one I felt worst about. He'd been an innocent bystander, engaged to Olivia, planning a life together. Had no idea she was sleeping with my fiancé, carrying his baby. He'd found out in the most public, humiliating way possible. I called him a week after the rehearsal dinner, apologized. I'm sorry you found out that way. You didn't deserve the public humiliation. He was quiet for a moment. Then he spoke. Don't apologize. You did what you had to do. And honestly, I'm grateful. I was going to marry her, build a life with her, have kids, all while she was lying to my face. You saved me from that. At least now I know who she really is. We talked for an hour, shared stories, compared notes, found more lies, more deception. Olivia had been lying to him for months, telling him she was working late when she was with Marcus, saying she was at my place planning the wedding when she was at Marcus's secret apartment. Daniel had trusted her completely, never suspected, just like me. We became friends, bonded over shared betrayal. He helped me process, reminded me I wasn't crazy for feeling hurt, for wanting revenge. We still talk. Not often, but sometimes, usually around anniversaries, the day we both found out. We check in, make sure the other is okay. It helps. The legal fallout took longer. I sued Marcus for fraud, for the money I'd spent on the wedding, dress, venue, catering, flowers, photography, $60,000 total. My lawyer argued that Marcus had induced me into the expenditure through fraudulent pretenses, that I wouldn't have spent the money if I'd known the truth. Marcus's lawyer argued I'd made the wedding expenses willingly, that his personal conduct didn't constitute fraud in a legal sense. The judge sided with me, ruled that Marcus had deliberately concealed material information, that his affair and plans to divorce me later constituted fraud, ordered him to pay back every penny. Plus legal fees. Marcus never paid, claimed he couldn't afford it. I garnished his wages. He'll be paying me back for years. I also sued for emotional distress. That case was harder to quantify pain, betrayal, public humiliation. But my lawyer was good, brought in Dr. Morrison, my therapist. She testified about my PTSD, the trust issues, the depression, the panic attacks every time I thought about getting married again. The judge awarded me $50,000. Marcus appealed, lost. Now owes me $110,000 total. I'll probably never see most of it. But that's fine. The point was holding him accountable, making sure there were consequences. Olivia. I didn't sue. She hadn't taken money from me, hadn't promised me anything legally binding. She'd just been a terrible friend. You can't sue someone for that. But karma found her anyway. Her baby was born 7 months after the rehearsal dinner. A girl. She named her Emma, posted one photo, then disappeared from social media, deleted everything, changed her phone number, moved to a different state. Last I heard, she's living with her parents, working remotely, raising Emma alone. Marcus sends child support. The court ordered it. But he's never met Emma, never asked to, just sends money, fulfills his legal obligation. Nothing more. Olivia tried to reach out once, 2 years after the rehearsal dinner. Long email. I'm sorry. I know sorry doesn't fix anything. But I need you to know I regret everything. I was selfish, weak. I destroyed the most important friendship I ever had. I destroyed your life, and I destroyed my own. I'm raising a daughter who'll someday Google my name and find that video, who'll see what I did. I have to live with that forever. I hope someday you can forgive me, not for my sake, for yours. So you're not carrying anger anymore. I read it once, deleted it. I'm not carrying anger. I processed that in therapy, worked through the betrayal, the hurt. I'm genuinely okay now. But forgiveness, that's different. Forgiveness would mean absolving her. Saying what she did was understandable, forgivable. It's not. She made choices. Every day for 6 months. Chose to betray me. Chose to sleep with my fiancé. Chose to hide a pregnancy. Chose to stand beside me as maid of honor knowing she was carrying his child. Those weren't mistakes. They were decisions. And decisions have consequences. She's living hers. I'm living mine. Mine just happened to be better. I'm happier now than I ever was with Marcus. James is wonderful, patient, kind. He knows my whole story. Watched the video before our first date. Said he wanted to know what he was getting into. Didn't want surprises. I appreciated that. We've been together 18 months. He's never lied. Never hidden anything. Checks in constantly. Makes sure I'm okay. Know I can trust him. It's refreshing. Revolutionary, actually. Being with someone honest. We're talking about moving in together, maybe getting engaged eventually. I'm terrified, but also excited. Ready to try again, with someone who deserves it. Marcus's family reached out once, his mother, 6 months after the rehearsal dinner. Asked to meet for coffee. I almost said no. But curiosity won. His mother looked older, tired. She apologized. Said she was ashamed of Marcus, that they'd raised him better, that she didn't recognize the man who'd done those things. Then she asked the question I'd been expecting. Did you have to humiliate him so publicly? Couldn't you have just called off the wedding quietly? I looked at her, really looked at her. She still didn't get it. Yes, I had to, because Marcus was never going to tell the truth. He was going to marry me, keep Olivia on the side, maybe forever. Your son is a liar, a manipulator. He built an entire second life, rented a secret apartment, planned to divorce me eventually, all while pretending to love me. Public exposure was the only way to make sure everyone knew the truth. So he couldn't spin it. Couldn't make me the villain. She left crying. I haven't heard from her since. Good. I don't need her approval. Don't need her understanding. I need people in my life who value truth over appearance, who understand that betrayal has consequences. Marcus's family values reputation over character. That's why he turned out the way he did. The video is still online, still gets views, new comments daily, people finding it, sharing it, using it as a cautionary tale. Some comments make me laugh. This is my villain origin story. If my man cheats, I'm doing this. Some make me think. Public shaming doesn't solve problems. It just creates more pain. Both are probably true. But I don't regret it. Not the video, not the exposure, not the consequences. Marcus and Olivia destroyed my trust, my plans, my future. They did it knowingly, deliberately, for 6 months. They deserved to face the truth publicly, just like I'd had to face it privately, walking in on them, reading their messages, hearing about the pregnancy. I carried that alone for a week, planned revenge while pretending everything was fine. They could carry the consequences publicly. It was only fair. And now, 3 years later, I'm thriving, happy, building a life with someone honest, someone who values me, someone who'd never dream of betraying me. Marcus is paying me back slowly, working a fraction of his old job, living in obscurity. Olivia is raising his child alone, working minimum wage, both their lives permanently marked by their choices. That's not my fault. That's not revenge being cruel. That's consequences. They chose their actions. I just made sure people knew the truth. And I'd do it again, every single time. Because lies shouldn't be protected, cheaters shouldn't be coddled, and sometimes the perfect revenge is simply the truth, shown at exactly the right moment, to exactly the right people. Thanks for watching. See you next time.